Somebody's happy. Somebody's happy. I know who it is. Do you know who it is? I know who it is. It's us. Yeah. All right, Jets fans. It's about time. Look at us. Look at us, Jets fans. It is the time to be happy because you're watching episode 86 of Greenbeanjetsfan. I am Greenbean. Welcome. Welcome to the show. I could not be in a better mood. This is the evening after the big win to get the Jets to 2-2 for the first quarter of the season. A first quarter that the NFL execs tried to kill us, quite frankly. They tried to kill us. They gave us the AFC North. And the way that it looked, right? You look at it. Nobody knows what the dynamics are going to be. It started with Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson. Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson to start. Then you send us, the AFC champion Bengals with Joe Burrow. And then the Pittsburg Steelers in Pittsburgh. Just so happens we haven't won there in 37 years, 69,000 years. You know what I mean? We've beat the Steelers once in the last 10 times, 1 in 10, and we haven't won in the state of Pennsylvania in forever. Look at what they did. And then we follow that up. Oh, yeah, by the way, the AFC East is stacked. We know we got to play the AFC East, but let's give them the AFC North, and then let's give them the Miami Dolphins, and we'll give them some Pats and Bills, and we're going to give them the Green Bay Packers, right? Why not? They're trying to kill us, and the Jets had different plans, and we came out of the first quarter gauntlet 2-2. Screw you, NFL executives. I couldn't be happier. I'm in a better mood. Welcome to the show, guys. This is fun. This is the fun stuff. We have all sorts of great things to talk about, whether it's statistics, whether it's overcoming adversity, whether it's taking little tissues and drying the tears of the little Pittsburg Steelers, taking their terrible towels and, oh, they're so sad. You guys are so sad. You thought you were going to have such a party. I know many people. I want to tell you, I know people, Pittsburgh Steelers fans I grew up with. They drove all the way to Pittsburgh, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. And, well, look, I don't root for anybody to be unhappy in their life, right? I got to admit, I'm pretty happy that drive home is going to suck. I know it is. 7 hours in. You know what the other part of that is? 7 hours out. That's right. 50 miles in, 50 miles out. 500 miles in, 500 miles out. So you went in, you think, we're going to go have the best time beating up on the lowly Jets. Just like in Cleveland.
What the fuck just happened?
They thought it was going to be a party. It was not. And they got to drive home, thinking, what the hell happened? We tried 2 quarterbacks. We got Mitch Trubisky. He was a top quarterback in the draft a few years back. The Bears mishandled him. He should have been good with the Steelers. All right. Well, let's give him our top quarterback. New draft pick, rookie, Kenny Pickett. Famously known for the fake slide, which is complete horseshit, by the way. Let me just tell you. Between us, it's baloney. Let me just tell you. When you commit to a slide, the defense, by strictly enforced rule, has to stop. They got to pull up. If they even lean in a little bit and touch you, it's a penalty. 15 yards, fines. So they all pull up. They stop playing. They stop running. They pull up. And then he goes, I'm going to keep going. And he runs into it. Hey, what a hero. Guy's a jerk. And we'll get into just about how big of a jerk he is in a few minutes. But guys, it's a happy day. It's a happy day. I want to welcome all you new folks. If you haven't been here before, hang out for a little bit. Hang out a little while. I'm wearing my new lucky jersey. See this? This was given to me by a couple awesome dudes who I've now met 2 years in a row at opening day at MetLife Stadium. A new Sauce jersey. I've never worn it before today. It's now my lucky jersey. You know why? Because we won. You know exactly why, all right? And this hat I've had for a very long time, many, many years. But I wore it for the beginning of the game. We did really well. We were winning 10-3. And then I took it off and put on another hat, and all of a sudden it looked bad. And I said, you know what? I put the hat off. I put this one back on, and hello, look what would happen. So my lucky jersey, my lucky hat together. They have to be worn in concert. You know this. You know the rules. You know the superstition rules, right? Even you new people. I know you know. So I'm wearing my lucky stuff. I welcome you here. It's a good thing. What we like you to do if you feel so inclined, if you like it, go ahead and tell me you like it by hitting that little thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, that is greatly appreciated. That's very, very simple as well. Just one little click on that rectangular subscribe button. It's nice and red. Hit that. You never got to think about it again. And you are subscribed to the channel. YouTube will suggest to you videos that come out of this channel. Very simple. Nobody's making you do anything. If you like it, go ahead and do that. Know this, on this end, it's greatly appreciated. I will also tell you, if you'd like additional access, additional content, you can join the best little group we have going out here, the Beanbaggers. The link to the description, the link to the club is in the description of this very video. Just scroll down a little bit, open up the description box, and you'll see the link. Come on in. We have a good time in there. We get together a couple times a month. We watch classic games together. We do some film breakdowns. We hang out on Discord. All kinds of fun stuff. We talk after every single game in a private chat. It's a private Zoom. It's fantastic. You are welcome. And I want to thank everybody listening in audio format as well. You guys are just as appreciated as my YouTube bunch. I want you to know that. I love it. The numbers go up every single week, and I'm grateful for that. If you didn't know you could do this, you audio folks, you can also like and rate the podcast on the particular channel or platform that you are listening to, whether it's Spotify, Apple, or what have you. They have a rating system. You can write something. You can hit 4, 5, 10 stars, whatever you want, and that is appreciated as well. Guys, the way we like to start these podcasts is with a player profile. You see, we have a number episode. This is episode number 86. So we like to say, hey, who's number 86? Let's take a second and dig into that fellow. But right now, it just so happens we don't have an 86. Nobody's wearing 86. Can you believe it? It's kind of crazy. We had some 86s. So let's get into a few 80s. Did you know that many people wore the number 86? It's always kind of a tight end. It's been a few wide receivers, but tight ends tend to wear the number 86 for the Jets. Did you know that Super Bowl coach for the Arizona Cardinals, Ken Whisenhunt, was a Jets tight end? Did you know that? And he was also number 86. I knew that. Did you know that? What about tight end Jeff Cumberland? Remember him? We had high hopes for him. We had even higher hopes for a tight end, a third-round pick. Chris Baker wore number 86. None of these guys made it too much of an impact. They had their games. They had their moments, but that's all they were. Moments, okay? We had Jeff Cumberland, Chris Baker, Ken Whisenhunt. And then we had Eric Green, member of Pittsburg Steelers fame, one of the best tight ends in the whole NFL. Came to the Jets toward the end of his career, was kind of a wash. Yeah, a couple nice plays. Didn't do too much. And here's the big one. I want to remind you guys of a big one. You might remember this. In 1996, now I remember this because I was just so incredibly excited about the commitment to offense. With the first overall pick in the 1996 draft, the New York Jets, in their ultimate wisdom, chose not to draft running back Lawrence Phillips, and we chose to draft wide receiver out of USC, Keyshawn Johnson, a fantastic pick that I was incredibly excited about. That was the guy I wanted. I loved it. But here's what they did. He did not wear number 86. He wore number 19, as you know. In the second round, we had the first pick of the second round, too. Do you remember what we did here? We went wide receiver again. Did you know? Can you remember? Well, we took Alex Van Dyke, a record-breaking wide receiver. We doubled up on wide receiver, and we said, enough. This offense is going to be prolific. We already had Jeff Graham that we just brought in free agency. We didn't know it yet, but we had a gem in Wayne Corbett coming in that year. We didn't know, but he was coming. And then we drafted Keyshawn Johnson and Alex Van Dyke. Now, Keyshawn Johnson made good. We know that. So good, in fact, that he was a part of the AFC Championship team, the Bill Parcells New York Jets. We got there in 1998. And then Bill Parcells decided to trade him after the 1999 season, and he got us 2 first-round picks, which we used on, I think it's Sean Ellis or maybe, no. It's John Abraham and Chad Pennington. Now, correct me. It might be Sean Ellis. It might be Anthony Beck. But it's one of those guys. I just haven't checked. But I feel like it's John Abraham and Chad Pennington. That's what I think it was. Either way, Keyshawn gave us a lot of value throughout his career. Alex Van Dyke made it about 2 years with the New York Jets. Very disappointing. His biggest claim to fame was to drop a sure touchdown in a very important game. And that was just about all she wrote. We let him go after 2 years. He played for the Philadelphia Eagles for a little while. Wore 86 over there as well. And then Alex Van Dyke was gone. Very disappointing. We had a couple guys like that. Ryan Yarborough comes to mind. He was a guy, I thought he was going to be great. Another second-round pick. It's like, yeah, man, this guy should have been a first. Look, Alex Van Dyke could have very well been a first-round pick. First pick of the second round. Nada. That's how it goes. That's how you never know, especially when you're the 1996 New York Jets. Remember 1995? Remember what happened there? That was the Kyle Brady over Warren Sapp. That's right. You know. Same organization. Rich Kotite. Jets. So anyway, there it is. There's our player profile. We don't have an 86, so we talk about Alex Van Dyke, Ken Wisenhunt, Jeff Cumberland, Eric Green, and Chris Baker. There it is, and that is that. So guys, we have ourselves a real live season going on. Real life now. It's not to say that Jets fans are fully behind it and we believed the whole time. That is not the case. Now, how do I know that? Because I talk to literally thousands of you every week. Thousands. In our live stream, which we do a live stream for Jetnation. Every single game, we're live on there. Jets Chaos comes over and helps me out. And we have Matt O'Leary and Ryan that pop by during halftime. And we have such a good time. But for most of the time, like since we've known each other, since I've been doing this the last 3 years for Jetnation on Sundays, it's been miserable. Think about the last 3 years. We had Adam Gase. We had the last year 4-13. It's been glum. So this year, it's kind of hard. It's hard for Jets fans. After so many years of being battered, right? It's hard to believe. We look real good. Zach is back. We're excited. 25, 30 minutes, an hour later, we're like, everybody needs to be fired. This whole thing. Blow it up. I want to start over. I want Sean Payton. That's what I want. That's what I want for Christmas. And hopefully we learned, you got to stick and stay, man, because look what happened. And we felt this way 2 weeks ago in Cleveland as well. The game was over, as we say, and it wasn't over because we won it. And today the game was over in very similar fashion, not quite to the same extent as the Cleveland game, but it was over nonetheless. And look, it turned a corner and we won. So let's get into our little segment we like to call the news of the week. So as is standard during this season, what's the news of the biggest news of the week is going to be what happened in the game. And like I just said, the New York Jets found a way to go into Pittsburgh and beat the Pittsburg Steelers, which is a rarity for us. I could not be happier for myriad reasons, not the least of which is, hey, the Jets are actually finding a way to win. Now we have lots of issues on this team, but the way it really settles down, guys, is we're 2-2 for the first time in a pretty long time. It's been years since we're 2-2, and this is a good way to start the season, no matter what happens. The second half of our season looks like it might be a little bit more our speed. We got teams like the Lions and the Jags. Well, both teams are playing well, but they're kind of on our par, right? They're on our level. You got the Bears. You have all those teams are on the back end, and we might actually be able to figure out a way to win a lot of those games. All we have to do is pull out some of these on the front end, and we might have ourselves a competitive season. So to see the Jets pull 2 out of the first 4 games out of the bag, it's like, where'd they come from? It's really nice to see, and it's a lot more fun than being 0-4, 1-3. We've seen this stuff so many times. I mean, look, we were 1-7 with Adam Gase, right? We were, I don't even remember what the hell we were. 1-3, then we beat the Titans. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's always kind of ugly. We win 1 game and we lose 3 games. We win 1 game, we lose 2 games. That's kind of how it goes. So we lost one, we won one. We lost one, we won one. Now, the downside to this is we're winning away games, which, I mean, it's good to win away games, of course, but we want to give our fans something to be happy about. They pay all this money. They use their whole day. They wait 8 hours of traffic. They spend. They kill time, and they lose. We want to give them a product. So maybe, hopefully, in the very near future, we start to win some of these games for the home crowd. But you'll take it where you can get it. The Jets are 2-2. And look, guys, like I mentioned before, this is the AFC North. Many people, most people, said that we were going to more than likely come out of this 0-4 at best. 1-3 if we pulled something out, maybe against the Browns, who didn't have Deshaun Watson, or something like that. Maybe we take the Ravens by surprise week 1, something like that. But we're 2-2. We beat 2 of the AFC North teams. Now we're coming around the mountain into some AFC East games, some division opponents. And guys, we pull one of these out, 2 of these out. We're like in the hunt. We're in there for some AFC East action. Now, the idea of really winning the division, it's kind of hard to really believe. At the same time, man, all you got to do is start winning games and good stuff happens. So what did it look like? We had the return of Zach Wilson. What does that mean? Well, it means this was our second year with our young quarterback, second overall pick in the previous draft, 2 years ago, 2021 draft. And we lost him for the whole preseason and the first 3 games of the season, so we got him back. Now, lots of Jets fans who were excited. We were saying he's going to be the X factor. If we had a quarterback that can move around a little bit, those games against the Ravens and the Bengals would have been completely different. Now, I agree with that. But then you had the other side of Jets fans, and I agree with them too, which is, dude, this guy's going to be rusty as hell. He hasn't played in forever. After training camp, he didn't have a preseason. He barely had a summer. He clearly didn't have the first chunk of the season. He's coming in to a gauntlet. He's coming into an away game in Pittsburgh. It's packed. It's loud. It's raucous. And the teams are always well coached, and they know how to dial up pressure. And he's going to be ugly part of this game. So both sides make a lot of sense. But what did we see? Well, we won 24-20 in interesting fashion. I have to admit, because let me tell you something. In the beginning of this game, we really came out and we looked okay. Now, our defense stopped them. It looked like they were driving. Our defense stopped them. Our offense comes out, lays a clam. Up and 3, down and 3. We punted. Good punt by Braden Mann. 49, 50 yards, whatever it was. Good punt. Thank you, Braden Mann. And we come out, defense gets a pick. Who? Oh, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe it. I'm telling you, if I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it. LaMarcus Joyner. LaMarcus Joyner, who had a big play earlier, comes up with a pick. This guy's on fire. Now, how did he have the opportunity to be on fire? Well, because the Steelers identified him as the weak link on our defensive backfield. They said, go after him. He sucks. This guy's, he don't even know why he's out there. They should have Will Parks or Ashton Davis, somebody. And they targeted him all day long, and he made good, starting with those first couple drives. And he gets a pick, gives the Jets the ball, they kick a field goal. So in the first quarter, we start 3-zip. We end that first quarter 3-zip. And then we come out in the second quarter, and we score a touchdown on a beautiful, well-balanced drive with Zach Wilson hitting some passes, avoiding some sacks, some really good running plays, really nice balance to the drive. We almost thought we had a football team. We leave the second quarter 7-6. Now that could, so 10-6, not too bad. Problem with that is about 2 minutes left in the second quarter, things started to turn ugly. And Jets, this is where Jets fans started to melt a little bit, because we had the opportunity to either score a touchdown, which we very well could have, and gone into the halftime 17-3, right? Which would have been real nice. But at minimum, we were in field goal range, so we could have went in there 13-3. Beautiful. Coming in Pittsburgh, 13-3 at the half. What happened is Zach threw a very ugly touchdown on an interestingly designed play, I must say. But I got to blame Zach. Zach's rusty, just very, very ill-advised pass. We didn't like it. He threw a pick, and we give the Steelers the opportunity to come down, and they get 3 points. So instead of it being 13-3, it's 10-6. Now the Jets get the ball back, so we're okay, but damn, that would have been some momentum, right? So Jets fans started to, we're not so happy. We're not so happy about this. We don't like it. It kind of sucked. We didn't like the pick. We didn't like the play call. We should have been more conservative, at least getting the 3 points. We're in field goal range. Fine. But we get the ball at the half, up in 3, down in 3. Ugly, ugly, ugly third quarter. But the truth is that the Steelers only scored 1 touchdown in the third quarter. It felt like a complete and utter meltdown. It really did. It felt like the worst because we looked sloppy. We had punt, interception, punt, It was terrible. Now, Tyler Conklin, look, Zach comes, he's got picks, right? 1 pick was his fault. The other pick, the guy was it. This is where it all started to erode. But the truth is we were only 13-10. Now, the part that got ugly is the beginning of the fourth, they scored a touchdown, so it kind of looked like we were losing control of the game. But the Jets came back with a 14-point fourth quarter. And again, you can say, just like in Cleveland, they said it was a miracle. The Jets needed a miracle. Baloney, man. It was 14-14 at the half. We drove down their throats numerous times. We fumbled on the 10-yard line. Like, give me a break. We were in the game the whole time. We saw an opportunity with 2 minutes left, and we took it. That's what happened. We took your lunch, Cleveland Browns. Well, we did the same thing to the Pittsburg Steelers. Kenny Pickett, who they brought in the second half, the third quarter, and we've seen this so many times. They bring in the new guy. We saw it with Baker Mayfield. We saw it with Kyle Pitts. They bring him in, and he's the hero. It started to look like that. And Kenny Pickett, who's a punk, by the way, laughing. He's jawing with our team. He's a rookie. He's out there. He thinks he's this, that, and the other thing. Well, guess what? He ends up throwing 3 interceptions. Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky threw an interception as well. But he throws 3 interceptions, and he kind of didn't look so good the rest of the game, okay? After he kind of ran in a touchdown, looked like he was going to be the hero. Not so much, because he's a punk, and punks always pay, and that's the way it is, okay? That's the way. Earn your lips. Earn your jawing, okay? Earn it. That's the way I see it. Earn it. Don't come out there flapping from the get-go. You know what I mean? Earn it. So anyway, just comeuppance to Kenny Pickett, and the Jets score 14. We hold them at the very end with another interception from LaMarcus Joyner, and we win 24-20. But it felt ugly, and it felt bad. The truth is, we were never really that down in this game. We got down 10 points for a little bit. We came right back, and we cleaned that up, scored a touchdown, and was down 3 points. We scored another touchdown, and we win by 4. You got to say, man, while it was ugly, while we did see rust and ugliness from Zach, we were able to pull this together. We never lost faith, at least on the field, and we came out and we won it. So it's good. Now, let's look at a few things in the middle of this game. What are the stories, man? Number 1, Corey Davis. Corey Davis, who I look, you guys know this about me. If you've been around, if you haven't, I'll tell you, I'm not the hugest Corey Davis fan. Now, I'm rooting for him. I want nothing more than for Corey Davis to be the greatest wide receiver in Jets history, okay? I would love it, okay? And I mean that sincerely. But the truth is, I don't love it. I think he's sloppy. I think he makes lots of mistakes. He has, a lot of trouble getting open, fumbles, interceptions because of him, all sorts of stuff. He's been a disappointment. Okay, he's been a disappointment. You got to say, this year, he's doing some good things. And in this game in particular, he was damn near the savior. He had a very good game. Some difficult catches. He ran some really crisp routes. Fantastic blocking on run plays. That's something that people don't look at a lot. Corey Davis had some really key blocks on some positive run plays. That's one of the aspects of his game that we want to see him be able to use more often. He's a big-bodied wide receiver. We want to see those guys be able to lay those good, key blocks against the safety, against the defensive back. We want to see that, and we saw it today. Corey Davis left the game. He had 5 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown, but that doesn't even tell it's the key element aspect of when he made those catches. He came up big when we needed him to. Now, Corey Davis's season's looking pretty good. He has 15 for 261, 2 touchdowns with a long in that Cleveland game of 66 yards and a touchdown. Now, a lot of his catches, particularly in the Ravens game, they came in kind of garbagey time, but the truth is he's making difficult catches, and he's starting to come around, and in this particular game, he was necessary. He had a huge game for us, and we're grateful for Corey Davis. Now, the offensive line. this is the most interesting thing. Now, we know we have really been decimated offensive line. Whether it's Mekhi Becton, Dwayne Brown, George Fant. We're down to our fourth tackle. We're down to Connor McDermott, who, by the way, is also banged up. He has ankle and knee issues and all that jazz. So he's supposed to be playing left tackle. We used this week. We ravaged some practice squads and such. We grabbed Cedric Oboye and Mike Remmers. And we think, okay, let's get them up to speed. We'll start Connor McDermott. Well, the Jets decide, we're not comfortable with Connor McDermott. We're going to take AVT, our right guard, who was our left guard last year, and we're going to bounce him out to left tackle, the most important position on the entire offensive line as far as the quarterback is concerned. AVT is dominant at left tackle, and it's smart because the Jets, they figure, hey, Nate Herbig backfilling the right guard spot is stronger than Connor McDermott backfilling the left tackle spot. Yes, you keep AVT at the right guard spot, and that helps Max Mitchell and that whole thing. Nate Herbig is a better move at right guard than Connor McDermott is at left tackle. Smart. Dude, AVT dominated almost the entire day. I don't think he gave up one sack. He was beautiful. And Laken Tomlinson's game even steps it up because playing next to AVT. You notice that? Anybody who plays next to AVT tends to have good games. Last year, George Fant had a good year because he played next to AVT. So AVT's that guy. Sadly, we lose another tackle, man. We lose Max Mitchell, who, gosh, dude, we use a fourth-round pick. A mid-round pick on a tackle. He's developmental. He has to start early because of all the damn injuries. He's playing fantastic. Gave up a sack today, but not so much his fault as Zach stepping into where he was. It's definitely his fault to some degree. But overall, Max Mitchell's playing very, very good football, and we like his potential and his progress and everything. He goes down with an injury. He gets carted off the field. Terrible. So now that's 4 tackles that we lost in the first 4 weeks of the season. It's incredible. It's incredible. Thankfully, we have 2 more on deck, and maybe Dwayne Brown will come back. But what do? We have to take Connor McDermott, who we just said wasn't good enough to start at left tackle. Now he's over there at right tackle. What do? The first play, we run it to his side. Smart. You think nobody will ever see that coming. Now, the good news is Connor McDermott blocked well on that play. The play was very, very ugly. But Connor McDermott did his job. And here's the interesting thing. It looks like Connor McDermott might actually be significantly better at right tackle than he is at left tackle. And I got to ask, how the hell don't we know this? Why is the guy penned in at left tackle when he's significantly better, at least in this game, at right tackle? So who knows where it's going to go. Now, Mike Remmers, the guy that we signed this past week from the practice squad of, where the hell was I don't know where he was. I forget. The Chiefs. Maybe he was just a free agent. I forget. We signed Mike Remmers. He really is a right tackle. Yes, he's played left tackle. He's played guard. He's very versatile. But 7 of the 9 years that he's been in the league, he's ended up playing right tackle. So he might end up going in. At bare minimum, we have a solid vet backup if Connor McDermott's playing lights out. Who knows? But we have Dwayne Brown coming in, and we got Cedric Oboye to back that up. So probably, most likely, even though AVT was really good over there, maybe we want to move AVT back to right guard. Either way, it looks like we might have some versatility. We have to, look, this got to be it for the injuries, goddammit. I mean, we have to get past this injury thing, right? I mean, come on. How many tackles can you lose in 1 year? 4 in the first 4 weeks. So hopefully that's over. I'm hoping that Max Mitchell's injury is not too severe. At the time I'm recording this, we do not have any additional information. Maybe we do by the time you're listening to it, and we'll talk about that. But damn, man, Max Mitchell is, sad. It's sad to see. Again, I'm hoping that it's not too bad because I really like him. I liked him in the draft. I liked that the Jets took him and used the 4th-round pick on a tackle. Thought it was smart. Thought it was a really good move. And he ends up playing well, and here it goes. The Jets, can't have nice things, it seems. So anyway, Hey, be well, Max Mitchell. We're all rooting for you. We're all pulling for you. But it seems like we might end up seeing Mike Remmers and maybe Cedric Aboye or Dwayne Brown sooner than later move AVT back. I think that's probably the best move. AVT's probably fine with playing left tackle. The money's more. I'm just as good over there. Whatever, man. I'll dominate wherever I am. And, maybe he wants to play left tackle. I'm not sure. Either way, at least we had him to be able to do it, and it was an interesting move that surprised a lot of us. Look, we're going to keep an eye on that and see how it goes from here. But look, we learned 3 things about the Steelers, right? 3 things in this game I think are pretty finite that we learned. Number 1 is Mitch Trubisky's done as a starter in the NFL. I mean, maybe 5-6 years down the road, he ends up getting a shot and he makes good. But, dude, that guy, he's relegated to backup for the foreseeable future. He's done. He got a nice shot in Pittsburgh. It's over. The number 2, Kenny Pickett should probably stop talking so much. Maybe you want to shut up. Maybe you want to shut up, Kenny Pickett. Maybe Mike Tomlin's got to talk to him a little bit and say, hey, dude, why don't you earn it first? Stop going out there and yapping because it makes them want to kill you that much more. And they did, and they made him pay, and he had to eat it. So eat it, Kenny Pickett. Number 3, Minkah Fitzpatrick is a crybaby, and he can't handle losing. Think about this. They're 0-4. We're 2-2, and he says this. Listen to these comments from Minkah Fitzpatrick. This is what we have to see. This is the disrespect. And I got this from Brian Costello's Twitter. He says, Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. It's frustrating losing to people that you know you're better than and that you're more talented than. It's funny. It's the same stuff came out of Cleveland. How about this? How about you're 0-4, you should stop crying? How about you're 0-4 and the Jets are 2-2 and somehow figured out how to beat 2 teams in your division? How about we just stomped your face in your own house? How about owning it, be a man, and stop saying that you're better than people when you're 0-4, dude? Okay, you're 0-4. So, hey, it's nice to see the mighty fall. I just want to say that from my perspective. I want to see the Patriots degrade. I want to see the Steelers degrade. I want to see them all fall. I want to see the rise of the Jets. That's what I want to see. But it's funny because, guys, this is how the league thinks about us. For many years, you'd get like little pity. Oh, you guys look pretty good. I like your quarterback. You get all those types of things. And they kind of compliment you because they know that you suck and that you're not hurting anybody. Well, guess what? We're starting to beat people out there. And now they don't like it. And they're showing their true colors. They do not think that the Jets are supposed to beat anybody. They look at us as the worst team in the NFL, the laughingstock, the clown show. And we're going into people's houses. And we're beating them in tough-fought games. Doesn't matter. Your quarterback's hurt. We're on our 5th tackle. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, man. We've been decimated by injuries over the years. We just lost our starting linebacker last week. I don't want to hear it. We all have injuries. Get it right over there and beat somebody. You're going into an 0-5 potential, Mr. Steelers. Mr. Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. Better get it worked out because the Jets just came in there and beat you. How about complimenting them? How about saying, hey, man, good game. They beat us. How about that? But you won't hear that. And if we beat the Miami Dolphins, they're going to say the same thing. And if we beat the Bills, they're going to say the same thing. And if we beat the Patriots, they're going to say the same thing. I want you to know that. They're all going to say it because they look at us a certain way. And it's time for our team to recognize that. The team is laughed at around the NFL. That's what we are. And it's time to come out and kick in teeth and laugh about it. That's what it's time to do. Go Jets. Screw you, Minkah Fitzpatrick and Kenny Pickett. Keep throwing picks, Kenny Pickett. What did they call him? Kenny picked it? That's right. Kenny picked it. And that is the news of the week. So, guys, there's just so much to discuss. And we're going to get into some defensive stuff. There's nobody that has received more ire from the New York Jets faithful and press than the defensive side of the ball, whether that's Jeff Ulbrich, Robert Saleh, LaMarcus Joyner, or the whole unit as a collective. They have been they've been the side of things that have caught most heat. but they've been the side of things kind of keeping us in some stuff these past couple weeks. So let's dig into that in our segment we like to call The Intelligent Gripe. So guys, I'm not sure if you were aware of this. The New York Jets pulled out 4 interceptions. Now, the last one was whatever it was, but it was key. If they caught the touchdown, hey, it's a win. So it was important that we did that. It's not garbage. That was necessary. 4 interceptions, 3 sacks, and pressures all over the place. Held Najee Harris to under 100 yards rushing. Held the Steelers' offense overall to just over 200 yards. Kenny Pickett had $120, and Mitch Trubisky had 84 yards in the air. They might have run for a couple yards. Mitch Trubisky ran for 1 yard, and Kenny Pickett ran for 15 yards. He had 6 carries. So overall, defense did pretty good. Sure, they had some offensive plays. They have some offensive playmakers, man. Let's not forget, that team is actually loaded. They got some of my favorite players. Najee Harris, you guys know I loved him. Freiermuth. People were saying I wanted to marry Pat Freiermuth. I love that guy. He's fantastic. You got George Pickens, right? You got Chase Claypool. You got Deontay Johnson. So I don't want to hear it. If anybody has weapons, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Our defense held them to 20 points, 4 interceptions, 3 sacks, numerous pressures, and we held Najee Harris to under 100 yards rushing, 74 yards. And again, just over 200 yards passing in the entire game. Guys, not a bad deal. Now, we look at the past week. We talked ad nauseum about the deficiencies of both Jeff Ulbrich and Robert Saleh, namely the defensive line rotation. We hated it. We hate JFM on the outside, which, by the way, still doesn't look good. Doesn't work. He doesn't know how to seal the edge. But that's a whole different thing. So we look at JFM on the outside. We look at the percentages that guys like Quinnen Williams, Carl Lawson, Michael Clemens, Jermaine Johnson are playing. Why is Nathan Shepard and Solomon Thomas getting so much time when they don't do anything? Same thing goes for Jacob Martin. Missing obvious sack opportunities and all that sort of thing. Guys like Bryce Huff, not even activated. But here's the truth of it. While I still maintain all of those opinions I have, right? Everything I just said is something I think, and I have said. Here's the truth of it. In the Cincinnati game, yes, the first half was kind of messy. Let's say it that way. He scored 3 touchdowns, whatever it was. The second half of the Cincy game, the defense clamped down something fierce, and we gave the offense every opportunity to get back in that game. All the way till toward the end of the game. Gave them every opportunity. They only gave up a touchdown in the entire second half. In this game, the defense kept this game within hand all damn day. Yes, they gave up 20 points. A lot of that was because the offense. They would get a pick. The offense would go up in 3 down and 3. They would get a stop. Zach Wilson throws an interception. There was all that kind of stuff going on. The defense kept coming on the field. They were on the field for long stretches of the day, and they kept playing well, and they kept us in this game. And I got to say, while I still don't love Quinnen Williams on the field less than 90% of the time, I still don't love Carl Lawson on the field less than maybe 85% of the time. I still think Jermaine Johnson should be the starting outside left end, and I think JFM should be the starting defensive tackle, 3-tech on the left side next to Quinnen. That's what I think. But you have to give it to this staff. You have to give it to them. And on top of that, guys, when all of Jetnation, I would say 97%. Now, that's a number I pulled right out of my butt. But I'm going to say 97% of Jets fans thought this game was over. We thought the team was giving up. We thought it was over. Robert Saleh, Jeff Ulbrich, and the rest of the team kept them believing the entire time. This is the second time in 3 weeks that we held the game together and won it. In the fourth quarter. That's not Jet-like. Now, we have to give it to these guys. We were all talking about firing them. We were saying these guys just ain't it. What does Robert Saleh do in the game? And it all still stands. But, guys, when we can throw crap as much as we do, and they may deserve it, when we can throw all that crap to them, and some of it sticks, when it turns around and they make good on it, Dude, we have to hurl compliments at them as well. We have to make sure that we let them know how impressed we are with what they've done. And it's not perfect, and it's not always pretty. But guess what? It's working. When is the last time we were 2-2? We still have a quarterback playing in his first game today. We still got rookies all over the place, and we got second-year guys all over the place. We have injuries up and down the roster. We're on our fourth and fifth tackle. The offensive line is still making pockets. They're fighting through the adversity in a way that Jets teams did not do for Adam Gase, did not do for Todd Bowles, and dare I say it, the last 3 or 4 years of Rex did not do for him either, man. They didn't do it. People came to the Jets for the paycheck. They twisted their ankle, they bent their toe, and they sat down for 4 weeks. I'm just going to collect a paycheck. Nope, I'm not feeling right, coach. I'm still tight. Okay, I guess you can't play this week. That's what it was for years. These guys are coming back. If they're not really injured, they're coming right back in the game. We saw that in Cleveland. We saw it in Cincinnati. Guys getting hurt, coming right back in 10 minutes later. We saw it today. Guys getting banged up, coming right back in. And we see guys playing at 100% with 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes left in the game, even down by 10. They're still playing. And we got to give that to the coach. And we got to give that to this team. They are sticking together. The first 4 games, we won half of them. At the beginning of the season, we said, if we come out of this first quarter of the season 2-2, I'll be ecstatic. Ecstatic. No, I wanted 4. Now, of course, we all did. But 2-2, we would have been happy with. Guess what? We're 2-2. Be happy with it. The coaching staff and the team deserve our praise just as much as they deserve our insults. And that is the intelligent gripe. I'm telling you, man, the New York Jets were only outscored 1 quarter in this whole game, and that was the third quarter, 7-0. Every other quarter, the Jets scored more points than their opponent. And we complained. We felt like it was over. We're having a meltdown. Guys, we need to realize this is fun. We're having some fun. We're actually having some fun here. These are the good times, man. This might be the team turning the corner. This team is fighting. This team is handing out receipts to people. And when you look at guys, that the coaching staff is committing to, let's just talk about LaMarcus Joyner, Corey Davis today. The team's committing to them. Me, I would have pulled Marcus Joyner for Ashton Davis. I'd already done that. I would have already had Denzel Mims in there, at least over Jeff Smith, but maybe even Corey Davis as well. That's me. I would have done right, wrong, whatever. You got to give it to the coaching staff. They're sticking with these guys, and look, they're turning a corner. I really wish they didn't force feed Ty Johnson in there. Why is he returning kicks all? What is this? So whatever that is. But that aside, guys, we might be we might be doing something here. Who knows how it'll go? We might lose the next 2 and then win one. It is what it is. We're having ourselves a season. We should probably try and enjoy it. And we should remember, man, let's stop giving up before the game's over. We've already done it twice this year. The last 2 minutes, the last 5 minutes, we win games. This team knows how to come back. They're doing it. They're doing it before our eyes, and those are pretty exciting, man. Those are, that's pretty exciting. I have to admit it, and I'm happy about this. Now, between us, I wish that the injuries would cool it. I don't want to see any more injuries. I like Quan Alexander's impact today. He had a bad play, but he played really well for most of the day. I love his impact. I think everybody's playing hard, and that alone is something that we couldn't say about this New York Jets team for a long time, man. Let's enjoy the victory. The New York Jets are 2-2. I'm happy. I'm happy that I was with so many of you guys today. Oh, man, that stream, I had to keep you guys up, man. It was tough. We were having paid meltdowns. People were super chatting just to tell me that Zach sucked. It was ugly. But we kept our heads, we kept our wits, and we won the game. Guys, I'm so happy that you stopped by for episode 86 of Greenbean's Jets Pod. I want to thank you for hanging out in the live stream with us for Jetnation earlier this day. And let's praise our New York Jets this week. It is a good time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. I really do appreciate it. And with that all said, again, enjoy it. We never know when the next one's coming. And as always, go Jets.